May puwang ba sa pastor o maging sa sino mang mananampalataya ang pagkakaroon ng hobby o libangan? Noong kasagsagan ng COVID-19 pandemic, inimbitahan ang inyong lingkod na magturo sa Pastors and Workers Conference ng Phoebias College of Bible. Ang aking naging paksa noon ay waste of time or making the most of it, keeping sane in the midst of the pandemic. Dito nga, tinalakay ko ang pagkakaroon ng hobby o isang pwedeng maging kahiligan ng mga lingkod ng Diyos upang makakope sa stress bunga ng nagaganap nga na pandemic ng mga panahong iyon. Ibinahagi ko pa nga dito ang pagsisimula ko sa photography bilang aking hobby. Subalit, kahit matagal nang tapos ang pandemic, ang mga aral na aking ibinahagi dito ay applicable pa rin kahit sa ngayon. Hayaan ninyong ibahagi ko sa inyo ang aking naging lecture dito sa Expositors Edition, where we preach the Word in all its simplicity, in all its practicality, in all its authority. Ako po si Pastor Eric Cortez. Those who personally know me are aware that I am a workaholic. I really push myself to the point of exhaustion and even took pride in my busy schedule. After all, did not the Bible command us to make the most of our time? According to Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 to 16, look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise, making the best use of the time. Making the best use of the time, because the days are evil. Note the words, making the best use of the time. As a steward of God's time, talents, and treasure, the time, talents, and treasure that God gave, I want to make the most of them. I don't want to waste my time. And that is why, even if some of my friends, even pastors, are raving about TV series such as Crash Landing on You, I did not even watch a single episode of it because I felt it was just a waste of time. Pasensya na po doon sa mga fans ng Crash Landing on You. I usually like to bring a book or my iPad with me so I could read on Kindle whenever I was waiting in the bank or whenever I was in the coffee shop waiting for my meeting. I want to make the most of my precious time. I don't want to waste it. About a week before the lockdown, our church decided to go online with our worship services and Bible studies. So, other than the usual sermon preparation and preaching, we have to add video recording, editing, and live streaming in our tasks. I decided to have our online Bible studies every night. And I also started with Pastor Erwin Amador, our Expositors Edition YouTube channel. I taught in the International Graduate School of Leadership and here in Phivias College of Bible. In fact, even when I was quarantined in our house, when my wife got sick with COVID-19, I still continued preaching in our worship services and teaching in our Bible studies. I just brought my web camera and ring light to our house in order to do so. Then, when I got exposed to someone who died and turned out to be COVID positive, I decided to quarantine myself in our church building so I could continue doing our online ministries. Please don't think that I am bragging, but I just want to show that I really want to be a good steward of the time that God entrusted to me. Gusto ko lang naman po na maging mabuting katiwala ng mga pagpapalang ibinigay sa atin ng Diyos, ang oras, panahon na ibinigay sa akin ng Diyos. Yet, workaholism can lead to burnout. I am not a stranger to burnout. I personally suffered burnout. Na-burnout na po ako. I have even talked about it more than once here in Phibias. And now, the pandemic brought with it a lot of stress, especially among those who are in the ministry. Hindi ho ba talaga namang naging stressful itong mga panahon na ito sa atin? According to the Barna research, when looking back again on the data presented in the State of Pastors, analysts see significant change in comparing pastors' well-being then and now, especially in regard to the decrease of those who rate their spiritual well-being, 21% currently versus 37% in 2016. Noong 2016, 37% ng mga pastor na sinurvey ay nagsabi na excellent ang kanilang spiritual well-being. Subalit, lumabas po itong survey na to last year, 21% na lang ang nagsasabing excellent ang kanilang spiritual well-being. And mental and emotional health, 17% currently versus 39% in 2016 as excellent. Noong 2016, 39% ng mga pastor na sinurvey ay nagsabi na excellent ang kanilang mental and emotional health. Subalit, nung ginawa na itong survey na ito last year, 17% na lang ang nagsasabi na excellent ang kanilang mental and emotional health. In other words, we see a noticeable decline in the number of pastors who give an excellent rating to their spiritual well-being and their mental and emotional health. Simply put, according to that research, pastors are struggling not only spiritually but also mentally and emotionally. And I wonder, what's the situation as far as the emotional and mental health of pastors are concerned here in the Philippines? And that would be an interesting topic. I think It's about time we look into such mental health, emotional health issues such as depression among pastors in our country. Personally, as I've said, I struggled with burnout, especially during this pandemic. Allow me to share with you how I personally dealt with burnout brought about by my tendency to be a workaholic. And allow me to share how I kept myself sane, especially during this pandemic. Hayaan po ninyo na ibahagi ko sa inyo kung papaano ko pong napanatili ang kapayapaan ng aking pag-iisip sa panahon na ito ng pandemya. I decided to do something that many people might consider a waste of time. That is, I took on a hobby. I know pastors who, during this pandemic, took on hobbies such as biking, gardening, cooking, and woodworking. Personally, I took photography as a hobby. The question is, was spending time on a hobby a waste of time? Or was it actually making the most of the time? Kapag ba meron tayong kinahiligang hobby, pagsasayang po ba ito ng oras? O ito po ay pagiging mabuting katiwala ng panahon na ibinigay sa atin ng Panginoon? To answer those questions, I came up with an acronym, HOBBY. 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 H stands for honor God in your delight. Honor God in your delight. Delight appears to be a foreign word to us Christians. Para bang sa atin, tama ba yun? Na tayo ay masiyahan? And that's why there are times we even frown upon humor on the pulpit. Harabang yung buhay Kristiyano natin, masyadong seryoso. I see you, serious na. It is as if we think of the Christian life as dull or boring. We fail to see that delight is part of our spiritual life. Now, we usually read Ecclesiastes 3 during funerals. Naririnig natin ito kapag may lamay kapag may libing. But we miss out on what it teaches. For example, anong sabi dito sa verse 4? A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. How come we focus on the time to weep, but we tend to fail or ignore, we fail to focus on the time to laugh? Nakatutok lang tayo sa pagtangis, pero hindi natin masyadong binibigyan diin yung pagtawa. How come we dwell on the time to mourn, but not on the time to dance? Dance? Yes. Alam niyo ba, I have members who are into ballroom dancing and Zumba before the epidemic. And they don't only dance during worship services. Mind you, they don't only dance to Christian music. Why do we tend to be uncomfortable when we are having a good time? Are we treating God like a cosmic killjoy? Para bang ayaw ng Diyos na matuwa tayo? Tandaan po natin, there is a time for tears of sorrow, and there is also a time for tears of joy. According to verse 1 of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. A time for every matter under heaven. In everything, there is a season. I believe that we are to make time for enjoyment. We are to make time for delight. After creating everything in 6 days, remember that according to Genesis chapter 1, verse 31, and God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good. God saw everything that He had made, and behold, it was very good. In short, the Lord took time to take delight in His creation. God delighted over His creation. The Hebrew phrase, it was very good. The Hebrew phrase communicates a sense of joy, completion, wonder, and play. And this is particularly radical in a culture like ours, both secular and Christian, that is delight deficient. Delight deficient. Because of the way pleasure and delight have been so distorted by our culture, many of us as Christians struggle with receiving joy and pleasure. Hirap tayong mag-relax, hirap tayong masiyahan. It honors God when we enjoy His creation. I started with photography just because we went online in our worship services. I merely wanted to learn how to do better videos or recording for my sermons and Bible studies. Gusto ko matutunan yung exposure triangle, yung ISO, aperture, shutter speed. Yun lang naman ang dahilan, kaya pumasok ako sa photography. God provided, so I was able to buy a second-hand DSLR camera. One day, I took it out and walked around the neighborhood to practice my shots. Nag-ikot ako dito sa Philinbest. And I remember taking pictures of flowers. And as I reviewed the images, I felt peace and joy in what I saw. That hooked me to take on photography as a hobby. There was even a time when, as I looked at the close-up shots of flowers, tears of joy welled up in my eyes. It was a delight to look at the details of God's creation. It honors God when we also declare that His creation is good. We are called to enjoy and delight in creation and its gifts. We are to slow down and pay attention to our food, smelling and tasting its riches. Hindi yung kumakain lang tayo para may laman yung tiyan natin, kundi nilalasahan talaga natin, ninanamnam talaga natin yung ating pagkain. We are to take the time to see the beauty of a tree, a leaf, a flower, the sky that has been created with great care by our God. He has given us the ability to see, hear, taste, smell, and touch, that we might feast with our senses on the miraculousness of life. We are to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. We are to see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating pagtalakay, kamakailan ay naimbitahan ang inyong lingkod na magturo sa Cornerstone City Church sa Bacoor City. During the question and answer portion, isa sa mga katanungan ay, what makes Christianity different from other religions? Ano ang ipinagkaiba ng pananampalatayang Kristiyano sa pananampalataya ng ibang mga relihiyon? Ganito po ang aking naging kasagutan. Okay, kasi nga naman, ang dami nga namang religion, no? Di po ba? Ano naman ang pinagkaiba ng Kristyanismo? Kasi po, tayo po naniniwala sa tinatawag na katotohanan. Ay ibig sabihin po, ang katotohanan po kasi, anumang salungat dito ay kamalian, kasinungalingan. The opposite of true is false. Ngayon sa logic, meron pong sinasabi, the law of non-contradiction. Na ang dalawang magkasalungat na ideya, na iisa lang naman yung paksa, ay hindi pwedeng parehong tama. Pwedeng isa doon mali, isa doon tama, o pareho silang mali. Pero hindi pwedeng parehong tama. Halimbawa, ang katotohanan, ano ba ang katotohanan? Truth is what corresponds to reality. Ang ibig sabihin ganito, ang katotohanan, nandito po ako sa Bacoor. Wala po ako sa Quezon City. Hindi pwedeng parehong totoo. Pinag-uusapan lugar ko, nasan ako. Hindi pwedeng sabihin ko, nasa Bacoor ako, tapos sasabihin ko rin, nasa Quezon City ako at the same time. Di ba? Pag sinabi ko nasa Quezon City ako, sa oras na ito, mali po yun. Pag sinabi ko nasa Bacoor ako, sa oras na ito, tama po yun. Kasi it corresponds, it matches reality. Ang suot kong t-shirt ay itim, hindi blue. Pag sinabi kong blue, it does not match reality. Because the reality, ang suot ko ay itim. Now, tayo mga Kristiyano naniniwala na tayo po ay may katotohanan. At sinabi ni Kristo, ako ang daan, ang katotohanan ng buhay. Ibig sabihin, pag hindi si Kristo ang pinakawakan mo, nasa kamalian ka. Pag hindi si Kristo pinaniniwalaan mo, nasa kasinungalingan ka. Yun ang pinagkaiba ng Christianity sa ibang pananampalataya. Kasi we believe that there is such a thing as truth. At tayo po, naniniwala tayo, God is the God of all truth. Hindi, sinabi rin ng Bible, huwag tayo magsisinungaling. So hindi yung tama na panghawakan mo yung kasinungalingan, tapos sasabihin mo, yun ang katotohanan. Di ba sabi nga sa Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20, kawawa yung nagsasabing tama yung mali o mali yung tama. Na mapait yung matamis at yung matamis mapait. Di ba yun ang sinabi ng Biblia? So ganun din po, bakit Christianity over other religion? Because we believe that Christianity has the truth. Anong pinagkaiba ng Christianity sa ibang religion? Example, with all due respect, yung Si Buddha, yung kanya po, nung namatay siya, actually, kinremate siya at yung kanyang mga bahagi ay pinag-iwahiwalay po. Merong isang, I think sa Sri Lanka, the Temple of the Sacred Tooth. Niniwala sila, yung ipin ni Buddha, yun yung nakadisplay sa lugar nila. No? The point is, hanggang ngayon, patay pa rin si Buddha. Ano pinagkaiba ng Kristyanismo? Ang ating pinapangaral, si Kristo, namatay at muling nabuhay. At hindi lang yun paniniwala natin. May batayan yung ating paniniwala. Kung titingnan po natin, ay may establish natin na talagang ang Panginoon ay nabuhay na maguli. Hindi yung naniniwala ako, nabuhay siya, kahit hindi siya nabuhay. Hindi po. Dahil talagang nabuhay siya, yun ang pinangawakan natin. Yun ang pinakaiba ng Kristyanismo sa ibang pananampalataya. Ang mga founder po ng ibang grupo, hanggang ngayon, patay pa rin. Subalit ang founder ng Christianity, ay nabuhay. At alam nyo, that is the big difference ng Christianity sa ibang religion. Kaya we say that Christianity is the only true religion. Sapagkat ang ating tagapagligtas ay hindi na natiling patay. Ang ating tagapagligtas ay muling nabuhay. Yan ang malaking pagkakaiba ng Christianity sa ibang religion. We uphold the truth and our faith declares that Jesus really rose again from the dead. Kung may katanungan po kayo, huwag kayong mag-atubiling ipadala sa amin dito sa Expositors Edition sa ating pong YouTube channel o sa Facebook page. Ang Expositors Edition ay napapakinggan din sa CARE 104.3 D-Way FM sa Bicol at sa 1116 DXAS, Your Community Radio sa Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu at Tawi-Tawi. Balikan po natin ang aking naging presentation sa Phoebias College of Bible. Honor God with your delight. Letter O stands for overcome the tyranny of work. Overcome the tyranny of work. Why call it the tyranny of work? Because if we are not careful, if we fail to maintain a work-life balance, work has a way of taking over our lives and dictate upon us the way we live. Tyranny, diktador. Work should be our servant. Work should not be our master. According to Ken Shigematsu, in his book, God in My Everything, ang sabi rito, how an ancient rhythm helps busy people enjoy God, this book helped me a lot in coming to terms with this issue of rest. And he wrote, as we grow older, most of us begin to feel the pressure to be productive. May tendency tayong mga pastor na maging driven. We feel guilty when we take the time to enjoy something, or we feel guilty when we take the time to stop to play. In other words, when we relax, we feel guilty. Most adults don't even know what it means to play. We can become so preoccupied by our endless tasks that we postpone leisure and play to some future time when vision will be less busy. Naasahan natin, saka na lang tayo magpapahinga, saka na lang tayo maglilibang kapag tayo po ay hindi na masyadong abala. Hindi na darating yung panahon na yun. If we will not make time for it, it will never come. Totoo na Sinabi ng Bible, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritance as your reward. You are serving the Lord Christ. Totoo naman yun. Our work is our worship to God. But keep in mind, we are not to worship our work. But note that no matter how much we deny it, the way we work reveals how much we worship our work, even our ministry. Aminin man natin o hindi, laging nakaamba ang panganib na maging ang paglilingkod sa Diyos ay nagiging Diyos-Diyosan na natin. We tend to derive our identity from what we do. We are not deriving our identity from who we are before Christ, who we are before God. And when that happens to us, our work is no longer our worship to God. Our work has become our master. When we become so busy in our work at the expense of our family and our health, when we become guilty, when we relax, work has become our taskmaster. Work has become our tyrant, our dictator. I know what I was talking about because that happened to me when I gave in to workaholism. Iba ho yung sobrang sipag sa workaholic. There's a thin line at pag hindi tayo nag-ingat, akala natin sobrang sipag natin, yung pala workaholic na tayo. And it is only by the grace of God that I have recovered from burnout, and that it is only by the grace of God that I was able to keep myself from experiencing burnout again. We are commanded in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 31. And so, whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do, do all to the glory of God. Whether you eat or drink, or whatever you do all to the glory of God. Note the words, whatever you do. Whatever you do. And whatever we do means whatever we do as long as it is not sinful. Note also that even ordinary tasks such as eating and drinking can bring glory to God. And so one way of doing all of these things to glorify God, we can do that even in our play, di ba? Recreation, or hobby. We can glorify God, whatever you do. So we can glorify God even in our play, in our recreation, in our hobby. Play is doing something for its own sake. In our recreation, we simply delight in the company of God. In the company of God, others, and the rest of creation. We play when we love something so much that we feel it's worth doing even if we don't do it particularly well. Kahit na hindi ka magaling, kung gusto mo naman yung ginagawa mo, ituloy mo lang yan, kapatid. Our play is not something separate from our spirituality. It is itself a sign of the presence of God in the world. Our play, ang ating libangan, is not something separate from our spirituality, it is itself a sign of the presence of God in the world. It's like enjoying a meal with a friend. Alam nyo, hindi ito yung parang lunch meeting na may agenda ka. Nag-enjoy ka lang kumain kasama yung kaibigan mo. Ang tawag po doon, fellowship. And having a hobby helped me overcome the tyranny of work. Letter B stands for be focused. Be focused. According to Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Look at these words. Think about these things. Sa ibang version, dwell on these things. Meditate on those that are true, honorable, just, pure, lovely, commendable, excellent, and worthy of praise. In other words, focus. Whenever I'm stuck in my study or sermon preparation, I usually take a break and I go out to do a photo walk. I go around our subdivision and just take pictures of flowers. Ikot lang ako. Picture lang ako ng picture ng mga bulaklak. May mga pagkakataon, I take pictures of insects, yung mga bubuyog. O kaya ay mga ibon. And as I go around, I find myself in deep thought. My clouded mind becomes clear. Napapaisip ako talaga. Nafo-focus yung utak ko. And I go back to my study refreshed. At times, I find I wrestle with how to put my sermon idea into words. Minsan, hindi ko matapos-tapos yung outline ko eh. And during my photo walk, I was able to come up with how to summarize my points or a better outline or a better way to explain it. Or after a long meeting, my photo walk is my breather. My mind gets settled as I enjoy taking photographs. Basically, photography and any hobby for that matter helps us become contemplative. Contemplative. In our busy world, we need to learn how to contemplate. We need to learn how to meditate. We need to learn how to think deeply. Play can lead us to God, and play can help us contemplate God. Cultivating a contemplative attitude means learning to pay attention. If you find that you are having difficulty contemplating God, try paying attention to something other than yourself. Perhaps nature, music, or art. Begin with anything that helps you fix your attention on something outside of yourself. Begin with anything that helps you fix your attention on something outside yourself. It is like taking one step backwards to take 3 steps forward, 1 step backward to take 2 steps forward. Hindi talaga siya paurong pasulong. And that is why having a hobby is not a waste of time, but it is really making the most of our time. It actually helps us to be focused. It actually helps us to become more productive. Now, letter B stands for bond with others. Honor God in your delight, overcome the tyranny of work, be focused, bond with others. In the Greek, fellowship, the word fellowship means to share someone or something in common. To share someone or something in common. And our hobbies can be a way for us to bond with our family. If you're into cooking, your family will enjoy having meals together. My wife's hobby is gardening. And she and her friends would actually exchange plants. I could actually see her happiness whenever her gumamela plants would bloom. Yung pa nga yung madalas kong kunan yung mga gumamela niya. I have also encouraged other pastor friends to make photography their hobby. We would share our photos on social media and we would talk about how to improve our shots. One of our members is a painter and photographer. And we would spend hours talking about anything and everything under the sun related to photography. And I have also joined photography groups, including a bird photography group on Facebook. And many people became my good friends. I also got to know my neighbors. Kasi pag nag-iikot ako, nakikita nila ako, nagtatanong sila kung anong ginagawa ko, pinapakita ko yung mga kuha ko, nagkakakwentuhan kami. And they were more than happy to allow me to take pictures of their garden. Because of my hobby, my circle of friends grew. Dumami yung kaibigan ko. And even on Facebook, people have told me how my flower posts offered a breath of fresh air in the midst of the negative news we see on social media. You know, one time, our member's daughter celebrated her debut, her 18th birthday. Pinapayagan pa yung limited gatherings doon sa kanilang probinsya And dahil doon, nagkaroon kami ng party. But out of budgetary constraints, tinanong ko Pastor, punta ka sa party. Sabi ko, anong papel ko dyan? Akala ko mananalangin lang ako para sa pagkain Hindi, Pastor, pwede bang patulong sa pagpicture? They asked me to be the photographer. Of course, I don't really have plans to become a professional photographer. Libre lang yung ginawa ko and I was more than willing to do it for them. And I'm happy to see another way to serve our members. Our hobbies can help us bond with people. Lastly, Y stands for yield to rest. Yield to rest. According to Exodus chapter 20 verse 8, ayon po sa 10 Commandments, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it, you shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, your male servant, or your female servant, or your livestock, or the sojourner, the traveler, who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore, the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Now, even if we are not bound to observe Saturday as our Sabbath, still, the principle of a day of rest applies to us. Hindi dahil sa hindi na tayo tali sa Sabbath, hindi na tayo magpapahinga. Applicable pa rin sa atin yung principle ng Sabbath. Ano ibig sabihin ng Sabbath? It means to cease or stop working, tumigil sa pagtatrabaho. And though we are not to be legalistic in the way we apply it, the truth remains that we have to set aside a day of rest. On Sabbaths, we imitate God by stopping our work and resting. The Sabbath calls us to build the doing of nothing into our schedules each week. Magtatakda ka talaga ng araw na wala kang ibang gagawin kundi yung gusto mo lang gawin. Nothing measurable is accomplished. Nothing measurable is accomplished. By the world's standard, it is inefficient, unproductive, and useless. As one theologian stated, to fail to see the value of simply being with God and doing nothing is to miss the heart of Christianity. To fail to see the value of simply being with God and doing nothing is to miss the heart of Christianity. Aminin natin, driven tayo mga pastor. May tendency tayong maging driven. We are used to calling the shots, to be in control. And that's why most of us struggled when the lockdown was imposed on us. We are, in a sense, no longer in control. Of course, there are other considerations or concerns, such as our salary has been cut or even stopped, binawasan ang ating sweldo o itinigil because the giving in our churches went down because we are no longer meeting on site or face-to-face. And there are pastors who had to take on jobs such as working as delivery riders to augment their income. Yet kahit na ganun yung sitwasyon natin, taking our day off or having our Sabbath is something we have to take seriously in our spiritual disciplines. It is a step of faith to rest because we trust God that He will provide for our needs even on the day that we rest. Sabbath, when lived, is our means as the people of God to bear witness to the way we understand life, its rhythms, its gifts, its meanings, and its ultimate purpose in God. Observing the Sabbath, we affirm God is the center and source of our lives. He is the beginning, the middle, and the end of our existence. We trust God to provide and care for us. Kapag po tayo nagpapahinga, pinapahayag po natin that God is the center and source of our lives, that God is the beginning, the middle, and the end of our existence. Pagtitiwala po sa Panginoon, hakbang sa pananampalataya, ang ating pong pagpapahinga. That's why, on our day off, I encourage you to do something you really enjoy. I encourage you not to use your time to catch up on your laundry or to do grocery shopping. Hindi po para doon ang araw ng ating pamamahinga. Yung paglalabada o kaya pamimili. This is the time you can work on your hobby. Of course, if your hobby is gardening, you have to water your plants every day. Araw-araw, didiligan mo yan. Pero sandali lang yun. Sa day off mo, you can use your day of rest to repot your plants. For example, diba, yung mahahawanan mo yung lugar na may mga damo. During my day off, I do my photo walks. I don't even read a book during my day off unless I was reading that book for enjoyment. Taking on a hobby is not a waste of time. It is because we honor God in our delight. It helps us overcome the tyranny of work. It helps us be focused. It helps us bond with people, and we yield to rest. Taking on a hobby is not a waste of time. It is making the most of your time. It is actually for self-care. As someone wrote, self-care is never a selfish act. It is simply good stewardship of the only gift I have, the gift I was put on earth to offer others. Self-care is never a selfish act. It is simply good stewardship of the only gift I have, the gift I was put on earth to offer others. Marami pong salamat sa inyong pagsubaybay sa Expositors Edition, where we preach the Word in all its simplicity, in all its practicality, in all its authority. Ako po, si Pastor Eric Cortez na nagpapaalala, ang katotohanang nagpapalaya, katotohanang isinasagawa.